Bring your assets, not your agenda. You know, one of the hardest things to do in business is cold call. And the more I've talked about that to other people and the more I've thought about that myself, the more I realize is that the real issue is how you think in your brain. So what you've got to do is change how you're thinking about it. And what you've got to do is do a thing that I call bring your assets, not your agenda. You see, the reason why you don't cold call is because I'm not going to knock on that guy's door because he probably doesn't need a mortgage or he probably doesn't need a speaker. And so then you talk yourself out of going because all you're thinking about is your agenda. Well, what happens if you change that thought process and you say, I'm just going to bring my assets to the conversation? Does it change anything? Darn right it does. So let me give you an example. Let's say that you walk out of your building today and there's a homeless person sitting there. You don't have a problem talking to that homeless person. And the reason why you don't is because they're not going to buy anything from you. You can't bring your agenda to this homeless person. They don't have any money. So all you can do is bring your assets to the homeless person. Your assets are, hey, you need $1, to catch a bus? Do you need a place to stay tonight? Can I get you a hotel room? Do you need some food for dinner? Can I help you with a job? Can I give you a ride somewhere? Those are assets that you already have. And because you can only bring your assets to the conversation, you don't have any problem talking to that homeless person. So I wonder if you take that same principle and you say, you know what, every time I'm with somebody or every time I want to meet somebody new, I'm only going to bring my assets to the conversation. Somebody told me I needed to call so-and-so, they might be a good customer for me. Well, he probably doesn't want to hear about what I got to say. You know what, he probably doesn't. So don't bring it up. Don't bring up your agenda. Call that person and only bring your assets to the table. So-and-so told me to call you, and I know you're in so-and-so business, and I'm in the mortgage business, and I do a couple of 100 loans a year. I grew up in the community. I know a lot of people, so maybe somebody I know might be interested in what it is you're selling. Changes everything. So quit worrying about bringing your agenda to a conversation. Just forget about your agenda. Only bring your assets. And when you bring your assets to the conversation, then there's nobody you can't talk to. And the funny thing happens. You bring your assets, you make it all about them, you're trying to help them figure out who you can introduce them to or how you can help them with whatever's going on in their life. 75% of the time, they turn around and say, how can I do that for you? That's how you get more referral business.